Sorry, I'm just got a little shocked that he's playing on a Rolling Stone song. That saxophone solo was incredible. This is getting tough to rank these now because they're all really good. Hey guys, Andrew Berg here. I'm a jazz saxophonist and teacher. I recently came across an article that was talking about how pop music was bringing the saxophone back about 10 years ago or so, with Katy Perry's Last Friday Night and Lady Gaga's Edge of Glory. And on that article, they also had a poll at the bottom where people could vote on their favorite pop or rock saxophone solos. So I want to take a minute to go ahead and go through each of these solos and rank them on a tier list just based on musicality, what they bring to the overall song, and then just my opinion. But before we begin, please like and subscribe so we can feed the YouTube algorithm. Alright, let's get started. Okay, here's my tier list. It's everywhere from D tier being the worst all the way up to S tier being the best. Now, I do want to have a somewhat even distribution on this. Maybe I want to have at least one in each tier. That doesn't mean that I'm saying that if I put something being in the C or D tier, that I think it's the worst saxophone solo ever or anything. I just want to have a pretty even distribution on this just so we can kind of see like a somewhat ranking of this as well. Also be going through this in really no particular order. Alright, let's start off with Can't You Hear Me Knocking by the Rolling Stones. Saxophone solo is by Bobby Keys. Overall, I thought it was pretty good. For as far as the song itself goes, I think it kind of fit the vibe of it. I can't say it's, anything completely spectacular necessarily. It's nothing I've never heard before, but I'd say it's solid. So let's say this first one, Can't Hear Me Knocking by the Rolling Stones, Saxophone by Bobby Keys. Let's put that in B tier to get started. Also, I might change these orders later on as I kind of compare them to each other and see how they all kind of fit in with each other and everything. But I think B is a good ranking so far for this. Okay, now we're going to go with a very, very classic saxophone solo, and that is Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen, saxophone solo by Clarence Clemons. Okay, so that song has some other parts of Clarence Clemons playing throughout it, obviously. I'm just looking at the saxophone solos themselves. So I would say, as far as something that really stands out and adds something to the song, this is top tier. I think that this song, without the solo, it would feel like something's missing. As far as, again, the musicality of it, I think Clarence Clemons has the iconic rock saxophone sound. I don't know if this is honestly my favorite solo of his, but I would say that it's a very classic solo. It's really good. For right now, I'm going to do something sacrilegious. I'm going to put it on A, not S for right now. So I want to see kind of the other ones rank and everything. I've heard this song so many times that I'm honestly kind of numb to it a little bit, so it's hard for me to completely be objective on this one. That being said, I'm going to put it in A tier for now. Alright, next one to go to As Long As I Can See the Light by Creedence Clearwater Revival, and the saxophone solo is by John Fogerty. Okay, I'll be honest, it's not my favorite one. I didn't like his tone at all, honestly. It cracked a lot throughout it. It sounded a little weak. Again, I don't mean to be beating up on him or anything, but compare the two that we've already listened to, it's not even close, really. And I'm looking at the rest of this list and seeing what's coming up. Right now, I'm thinking other ones are going to be better than this one. So for right now, I'm going to be putting this in the D tier. Okay, next up is one of the songs that brought me to this originally, which is Last Friday Night by Katy Perry. Saxophone solo on this one is not Kenny G, as the music video would imply. This is actually by Lenny Pickett, former Tower of Power tenor sax player. But yeah, anyway, so Last Friday Night by Katy Perry, Lenny Pickett saxophone solo. Okay, Lenny Pickett. Lenny Pickett has the most incredible range. It is astounding what he can do on the saxophone. Also, he has all those growls in there. This is actually a very interesting solo of his because it has some kind of electronic distorted effect to it. I'm not sure if he's playing maybe like an EWI, electronic wind instrument, or if he just has some kind of like effect pedal on it, like he might do on a guitar or something. All that being said, I really like the solo. I liked it ever since it first came out. I'm gonna put this in the A tier for right now. Yeah, A tier for right now. Okay, next up is a song by Billy Joel. It's New York State of Mind, saxophone solo by Johnny Almond. Okay, cool. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I'm sure I've heard the song some point in my life, but I don't remember the saxophone solo that much. That was a good saxophone solo. It actually had one of the most interesting kind of eighth note runs that we've seen so far in this. Interesting meaning kind of musical, some different note choices than just the expected things. So yeah, I would say, man, I can't put everything in A. Okay, I think for right now, I'm going to say that's still not as good as Born to Run or Last Friday Night. So for right now, I'm going to put this in the B tier. Okay, next up is one that I'm 100% biased towards, I will admit, and that is a song by Foreigner called Urgent, saxophone solo by Junior Walker. Okay, completely honest, I think Junior Walker is probably the best rock saxophone player out there. No offense to Clarence Clemens or anyone else who would probably consider that, but in my opinion, Junior Walker, who played the saxophone solo on that, is just absolutely incredible. His range is incredible, his feel is incredible, everything he does adds to the song 100,000%, and the musicality of it is amazing. This is going to be our first S tier. Okay, next up is a song by Lou Reed called Walk on the Wild Side, and the saxophone solo is by Ronnie Ross. Okay, that saxophone solo might not have seemed like a whole lot. I know it wasn't as exciting as Urgent song we just listened to, but one, I love that it's a baritone sax solo because you never see those, and that's amazing. Also, I really love a lot of the more interesting, intricate lines that he's playing in there, and a lot of the kind of more like effects kind of thing, like those really quick little lines, that kind of stuff. I really like that. I didn't know what to expect. I haven't heard that one before, and I did not expect a baritone sax solo. Um, this is getting tough to rank these now because they're all really good. Okay, I'm going to say B for now, and I actually want to move something else down as well. So Walk on the Wild Side, we're going to go ahead and move this to B tier. And I think I'm going to be moving down Can't You Hear Me Knocking by Bobby Keys, the Rolling Stones. I think I'm moving that down a peg to rank to the C tier, just because I don't think it stacks up with the other ones that are on here. C tier. Okay, speaking of Rolling Stones, next one we're looking at is Waiting on a Friend, and this saxophone solo is by Sonny Rollins. Wow, I didn't know Sonny Rollins played rock saxophone at all. In case you don't know, Sonny Rollins is one of the most prolific jazz saxophone players out there. He has so many iconic songs, so many iconic things that he did, so many people that he played with. He is really considered to be one of the best saxophone players. Sorry, I'm just a little shocked that he's playing on a Rolling Stone song. I never knew this existed. Okay. Because so I would say that was probably a B tier solo. However, as of right now, I cannot possibly fathom putting Sonny Rollins in anything in less than A tier, really. This is just me being biased 100%. I admit it. I just can't do it. It's Sonny Rollins. It's just someone that I cannot put in that low of a tier. For right now, we're going to put him at A. I will move it to B over the other ones that are in A, depending on where we go with the ones in the future. But for right now, I'm going to put them in A. Okay, the next one is by another incredible jazz saxophonist. So this is going to be another Billy Joel song, Just the Way You Are. Saxophone solos by Phil Woods. Okay, Phil Woods is one of the great alto saxophone players. Incredible solo right there. This is another one of those ones that I think adds so much to the song itself that it's really hard to not put it in a high tier because of that. As far as musicality goes, this is way below Phil Woods' usual standards as far as his technique is just ridiculous. But that kind of solo wouldn't fit in this song. So I think him pulling himself back for this song and giving a very melodic solo. So I'm going to put this as A, and I'm going to do something that I never thought I would do. I'm going to be putting Sonny Rollins, Waiting on a Friend, to B tier. Okay, so Just the Way You Are, Phil Woods is going to A. Waiting on a Friend, Sonny Rollins is going to B tier. Okay, next up, we're going to a Pink Floyd song. The song is called Money, and the saxophone solo is by Dick Perry. Okay, cool. This song is also, I know, very iconic for its saxophone solo. That being said, it's honestly not one of my favorite saxophone solos. Again, it's not a bad saxophone solo. I don't love the tone that he's doing. It's a very kind of dirty rock saxophone solo, and I get that. I get it's a style choice. It's not my favorite sound. And because of that, I think I'm going to be putting it in the C tier. Okay, this next one is going to be by Steely Dan. The song is Aha. I'm not sure I apologize if I missaid that. But saxophone solo is by Wayne Shorter. Ooh, okay, Wayne Shorter is amazing. That saxophone solo was incredible. And honestly, I think so far, as far as the saxophone solo is concerned, I think how Steely Dan played along with him in that solo is the best so far. By far, I think as a group, if you will, Steely Dan plus Wayne Shorter is the best thing, I think, on this list so far as how the band and the soloist interacted. Wayne Shorter, again, is absolutely incredible. His lines were much more intricate than most of what we've seen on this list so far. This is going to be another S tier. Yes, this is my second S tier, right here. Okay, two more. Next one we're going to do is by Earth, Wind, and Fire. The song is Reasons. This is from a live performance in 1975. And the saxophone solo is by Don Myrick. Okay, cool. Actually, his name was pronounced Don Myrick. Sorry about that. Okay, so I only played part of the solo for you guys. I played something in the beginning, something towards the end. Those are the most interesting parts. If that was all his solo was, I would say this is A tier. However, in between those, it was a lot of just kind of random noodling. There wasn't really a lot of real ideas anywhere in that middle section. It started off really good, ended really well. But because it was not good throughout, and I felt that it kind of lingered a little bit too much, and it didn't really hold my attention the entire time, because of that, I'm going to be putting this in the C tier, I think, for right now. Okay, last one. The one that drew me to this project from the very beginning, and this is the Lady Gaga song Edge of Glory with saxophone solo by Clarence Clemons. Okay, honestly, this is one of Clarence Clemons' last things that he recorded. I don't think it is the kind of pinnacle of his career or anything like that by any means. I think that it's a good saxophone solo. I think that it adds to this song, but I wouldn't say that it is the best solo I've ever heard or anything. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put this in the B tier for right now. I think I am going to move Born to Run by Clarence Clemons up to the S tier. And then I'm going to bump up Waiting on a Friend, Sonny Rollins to the A tier. Again, I love Sonny Rollins. Sorry, just the way it's going to be. I think that Junior Walker and Wayne Shorter solos on this were the best so far, absolutely on the list. But because Born to Run is such a classic saxophone solo, I've included it on the S tier as well. I'm happy with this list. Let me know down in the comments if you have different tiers to be putting these in instead. Again, this is just my opinion. I looked at this from the side of musicality, as well as what it adds to the song as a whole, and then just my subjective opinion, just based on playing the saxophone and just what I think sounds good and sounds cool. Thanks for watching. My name's Andrew Berg. Please comment down below if you have any of the suggestions as to things I should be ranking or reacting to. I love jazz, rock, pop, I don't know, whatever. And as always, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified the next time I post. One last thing. Crap.